hello everybody, this is Marjorie. Look at me today. I'm like the Willow pattern. I'm like one of the tea and saucer sets, you know. Anyway, you know, my posh neighbour Femi for down the road, her nose is out of joint. Oh, well, I mean, it's nice getting off my teeth if she's upset with me, I know, but she's something else. She's in a huff, right? She's in a huff because, well, a few stories, right? So, you know my cousin Dorothy? Well, my cousin Dorothy says to me the other day that she was going to the optician. And I says, "Are you Dorothy? I'm going to the optician as well. What time's your appointment?" And, well, it was quite near mine. I says, "Dorothy, we're going the same way. I'll take you to the optician, hen, right?" She's a pain in the bahookie, but I says, "You know, going that way anyway." She says, "Oh, well, Femi was coming to pick me up later." I says, "Oh, well, just never mind that. I'm going there anyway. It'll save Femi taking you because, you know, la 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 la." So she says, right. So we gets to the optician and, you know, I gets my appointment. I mean, optician, there's something else, aren't they? I think they try and catch you, you know, that way you feel as if they're watching you. And the optician, they've an eye on you and they're trying to catch you. So he says, right, we're going to test your left eye first, Marjorie, right? So I'm right. He says, "No, left." I says, "Right." He says, "No, left." So he says, "Can you cover your left, cover your right eye?" See, even I'm confused. "Cover your right eye and start at the top and read down the letters." So I'm like that, right? And I'm going A, O, E, H, L, A, N, L, A, T, N, O. I'm quite bored now. Is that enough? So he says, right, cover the other eye and start again at the top. He says, "I will." It's the same letters. It's the same letters. So blah blah blah. I'm quite bored of this now. Actually, is my sight all right? So he says, "Aye, you're all right." So that was that. I didn't need a new prescription or anything else. So that's fine. Get Dorothy home. Here's Senga standing at the bus stop, and I say, "Senga, where are you going, hen?" She says, "I'm going to the dentist." I says, "I'm going to the dentist as well. I've got a full morning of appointments." I says, "Why don't you jump in the motor and I'll take you to the dentist? Because I'm going there anyway." And she says, "Oh, well, I was waiting for the bus, but I mean, Femi says that if she sees me waiting for the bus, that she would run me in, but I don't think she's seen me yet." I says, "Senga, jump in the motor. I'm going there anyway." So she jumps in the motor. She goes in. She's got one dentist. I've got another one, right? My dentist is Irish. He's from Dublin, right? So he's yapping away. And why is it? Here's a question. Why do dentists always ask you questions once you've got something in your gob? Now, I was getting a wee filling, right? So I've got my drag and I'm like this. And he's got all the equipment and his wee hangs in my mouth. And he's saying, "I've not seen you for a while, Marjorie. How you been getting on?" I'm like, "Oh, and he's like, mm-hmm." And they seem to understand what you're saying, even with your gut food. And I'm like, I mean, and then they start asking you about your holidays. You know, have you managed to get away anywhere? You know, because of lockdown, did you manage to get, you know, a few nights away here? I don't know how to do their job. Anyway, so that was fine. Goat Senga back. Fat boy's down at his door waiting for a taxi, right? And I'm saying, "Where are you going? Where's your motor?" He says, "Well, my motor's in the garage, darling, getting an MOT, and I'm waiting for a taxi." And I says, "Oh, where are you going?" He says, "I'm going for a chronic irrigation." I went, "What's that?" He says, "They stick a tube up your nut." I says, enough of your nonsense. I didn't want to hear what's getting shoved where and so he's away for his chronic irritation. That's no natural, is it? You keep your diet and just do it naturally, but well, he eats a lot of rubbish. Anyway, Femi arrives, right? She arrives at my front door and I could see her face through the glass, right? And oh, face like fizz. Now she's absolutely drooket. She's like someone who's singing in the rain. And I says, "Oh, look at the state of you, Femi, you're all wet." She says, "Well, everywhere I went this morning, Marjorie, I went to get Dorothy. I went to find Senga. I was going to give, you know, the gentleman," she doesn't call him fat boy, she's too polite for that, "and, you know, a run for his chronic irritation is an irritation. And she says, everywhere I went, Marjorie, you had been before me. And I says, well, you were late, you weren't picking folk up in time. Now, what had happened was, that was the Monday, right? The cloaks had went back on the Sunday night, during the Sunday night. But she hadn't changed her cloaks. I mean, she was an hour late for everything, so by the time she got there, anyway, long story short, I had been there. So she says, look at me, I'm absolutely soaking, getting in and out of the car, in and out of the car, in and out of the car. I says, well, I don't know what you're moaning about, Femie, because I mean, Sean Batty, if you'd watched the weather in the morning, Sean Batty says that there was a 90% chance of participation. So I was just lucky, you know, I happened to be picking folk up in between the showers. So anyway, oh, it's quite wet. It was quite wet. Oh, there was bits of our village flooded. They had to evaporate the over 90s coffee morning and get them all out. They were going to be sailing down the village street, you know, like the Noah's Ark. Oh, the animals went by two, hurrah, 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 hurrah. Anyway, so that was that. So, big stramash, and she said, so you went to get Dorothy before me, you went to get Senga before me, and you went to take your neighbour for his chronic irritation before me. Aren't you just the bee's knees? And I says, aye, hen, and don't you forget it.